But one of our regular features is the evening show Autobiography, which really gives us the chance to get under the skin of some of our county's most interesting people. And we go from childhood to 2020, leafing our way through the chapters of their lives, finding out the route that led them to the person they have grown to be. And this week, it's Peterborough-born Lizzie Benton in the spotlight. She runs company Liberty Mind, which helps improve company culture and employee engagement. So how did she come to be a businesswoman who helps other businesses? Well, as ever, we'll start at the very beginning with chapter 1.
So I was born in Peterborough. So I'm Peterborough born and bred. Both my parents are Peterboreans. And I have 3 brothers. So I'm from a very big family. So I was the only girl amongst 3 boys. So I've had a very interesting upbringing, very testing being brought up around 3 brothers. So I've got a lot of patience.
Where were you? Where are you in all the siblings?
So I am the 3rd. So yeah, there was 2 big brothers, then me, and then Jacob. So yeah, but even though Jacob's younger than me, only by 2 years, he still likes to act like a big brother.
So there's quite a stereotype there around older brothers being quite protective of a younger sister. Is that how it was?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, especially with my brothers. I know with my brother Simon, for some reason, he really wanted a girl, a sister. So he absolutely dotes on me. I mean, they all do, but Simon in particular, for some reason, it's probably something to do with his superheroes, and he wanted, the female version of his superhero in his story. So that's what I am in his head. So,
did you ever hope for a sister? Did you ever, when your younger brother was coming along, think, oh, maybe it'll be a girl?
Yeah, no, I was so young when Jacob arrived that I don't really remember life without the boys. So it's really strange. I think I never really missed a female influence, I think, until I was a teenager. And I was at secondary school, and, everyone's doing makeup and all the girly things. And, I'll never forget, even in junior school, because my parents have always been very frugal, I got given a hand-me-down jacket from one of my brothers. And it was this lovely parka. I mean, there was nothing wrong with this navy blue parka at all. But I remember walking to school in sobs of tears because my mum had also cut my hair very short because I was screaming at her every time she brushed it. And my little friend came up to me and said, Lizzie, why are you crying? I said, because I look like a boy. And I just remember that being my first, I definitely wish I had some female influence.
Interestingly, though, I'm sure girls who grew up in a very sort of female orientated and dominated household where, 3 girls or whatever, might have felt like a brother in the midst would have given them a bit more of an insight or taken away some of the mystery about the opposite sex. Did you find that they were fully demystified by having grown up with 3 brothers by the time you're getting to, mixing?
Definitely, yes. I definitely have known about boys for a long time. Yeah, I think, even from the games that we used to play, it's kind of, they were sort of army cadets when they were younger. So we used to play dress up in all their sort of, army gear. And I'll never forget playing out in the back garden. And once they put all the army stuff all over my face, all that wax, and they couldn't get it off. So I just have this vivid memory of them thinking, oh, we need to get this off before mum and dad come home, and them trying to scour my face with fairy liquid to get off this army face paint that they put on me. And it was just, so I've definitely had a varied upbringing, but I am always grateful for the experiences that I had with my brothers.
What was it like at school then? What kid were you? Studious, class clown, quiet one?
Oh, that's a good one. I think at junior school, I really thrived in junior school. I didn't enjoy secondary school whatsoever. I think it was I think everyone struggles when they make that transition from junior school to secondary school because it is such a big change. And I really didn't enjoy it at all, secondary school. So I was very quiet. I was very timid. I was just one of those ones that kind of just went with the flow. I wasn't hugely academic. I just kind of kept myself to myself. And it wasn't really until after secondary school that I kind of started to find who I was. I was always kind of mixing it up with the styles, you know, as you go through secondary school and you experiment with some odd looks and phases that you go through, and, you know, all the way from Hanson to all sorts of other kind of bands that you adopt when you're going through secondary school. So my teenage photos are very entertaining when my partner found those.
No, it's interesting because I so vividly remember there being really strong fashion trends, one or two of which my mum actually helped to steer me away from. But inevitably, you know, any generation, there is always at least one thing that has not stood the test of time. And you look back at photos. What was your most embarrassing, do you think?
Oh gosh, I think my most embarrassing was my hippie phase, and I think I am a massive hippie at heart, but I never forget that I commissioned my mother to make me crocheted trousers, and I wore them into Queensgate in Peterborough along with my buffalo trainers. I thought I was so cool. I really, really did.
I do love that, the kind of childish perceptions of what's cool. Things you're so proud to wear, but looking back, like, oh no.
They looked like clown trousers. They were so heavy because they were knitted. They were so heavy.
So you say you feel like maybe you found yourself more once you left school. What did you do post high school?
So I went on to do my A-levels, and from my A-levels I then went on to do a fashion diploma actually at Stanford College, and I think I found myself more there because I didn't have a great group of friends at secondary school. I really struggled finding my group, if that makes sense. So I always felt like I was trying to be accepted into something. And then I decided to kind of disengage with those people when I moved to do my fashion diploma. And because it was just so creative and you were kind of let loose a little bit with the kind of creative projects that you got to do, I really found much more of my feet there, and I really enjoyed the creative aspect. And there was lots of other people who were very open-minded and creative, and I just kind of almost felt like I found my people.
Fashion diploma sounds amazing. What kinds of things were you studying on that?
Oh, it was awesome. So we did a lot of trend looking at. So it was looking at back at some of the big eras, like the new romantics of the 80s, which was one of my favorites to do. And then also looking at, big designers like Dior and things like that, how they gain their inspiration and absorb that. So we had to, a lot of the time, take a specific subject and then create a collection from it. So as well as doing the very arty, creative inspiration and trend setting, you were also then actually having to physically learn how to knit and sew and do all these different fashion techniques in order to sort of build your own collection. So it was really good, and I was thrilled because one of the collections that we had to do was about the high street and how you understand trends and forecasting. And the college actually got George of ASDA on board for it. Which was so exciting, and you had to create a collection for one of their I suppose their audiences who they cater to, and they made it into a competition, that particular part of the course, and I managed to win a week's work experience at George of ASDA with their trend team. So it was so exciting, I couldn't believe it. So I spent a week with the trend team at George of ASDA, which was really exciting.
And we'll hear more about that in Chapter 2 of Lizzie Benton's evening show Autobiography. But at the moment, she absolutely seems set to propel herself into a career in the fashion industry. And we already know, I introduced her as running company Liberty Mind, which is all about company culture and helping management engage with their employees and improving all of that. So where did it go right or wrong, depending on whether she, wanted to go into fashion or wanted to go in that direction? You're going to have to stay tuned through the week to hear the chapters of Lizzie Benton's life.